Hello students. Now we come to the next topic, genetics. And genetics is the branch of science that deals with transfer of characters. Now see, branch of science that deals with transfer of characters. Characters are what? Characters are how do you look like your parents. The characters like your nose resemblance, your ear resemblance, your hair texture, etc. So transfer of these characters from parents to their offspring and similarities and differences between parents and offspring, this all comes under genetics. So this is the different branch of science which we will generally take it to revise and learn about genes and how the characters are transferred. Now when we talk of heredity, what is heredity? It is, in another words, we can call it inheritance. That is to take something. So the mechanism of transfer of characters to the offsprings from their parent. This is called heredity. The term genetics was given by Bateson. Bateson was the first person who recognized the term genetics. But later on, all the experiments which were done on genetics and to prove genetics were done by Gregor Mendel. The full name was Gregor Johann Mendel, and he was considered as the father of genetics. Now children, before we start with the experiments of Mendel, there are certain, and this is very important question that generally it is asked, what are the reasons for Mendel's success? Means why the others did not got so much of success other than Mendel. So the reasons for Mendel's success, number one, when he studied the inheritance, that is when he studied the mechanism of transfer, he took one character at a time. So he studied the inheritance of characters one at a time. He carried out experiments up to second and third generations. So whenever the experiment was taken, whenever the experiment was done by the Mendel, what he did, he took out the experiments up to what generations? Second and third generations. And next point is, he maintained the statistical record of all experiments, which means whatever the experiments he took, whatever the experiments he has done, he has written all the experiments properly and has got all the records of these experiments. So by these records, he can easily take out, and he has taken out all the results and the proper results which we people are studying under the chapter genetics. Last point is cross breeding of pure line breeds. Now what is pure line? Suppose a pea plant A. Suppose a pea plant A is there, and this pea plant is again and again self-pollinated. Means self-pollinated is only done when the male and female flowers are both on the same plant. So it is again and again self-pollinated, self-pollinated, self-pollinated for many generations. So the outcome or the offspring which will come will be pure line. And these pure lines later on, what he did? He did the cross breeding with them. And this cross breeding or cross fertilization or cross pollination, it was done under the guidance with the desirable characters which he wanted. So these were the reasons how Mendel got the success in his experiments. Now the next topic which comes under this, when we are discussing about genetics, the next topic is, what are the advantages of taking pea plant? As we all know, Mendel took pea plant And what was the name, scientific name of that pea plant? It is Pisum sativum. So Pisum sativum was the name, botanical name of that pea plant. This is garden pea. So what are the advantages that he took a pea plant, that it was advantageous? Number one, the pea plant was annual plant. Annual plant are the ones which complete their life cycle in only 1 year. So growing, developing, fruiting and flowering all has taken place in 1 year. So it is called an annual plant. So the records were easily maintained. That means short life cycle was there. So it was the first point of, or the first advantage of taking pea plant. Second point was there, many generations can be studied within short period of time. Many generations, why I am talking of? Because as the life cycle is very short, so the generation after generations, like suppose 3 years may he has to take out 3 generations, it was easily done. But suppose a plant is biennial or perennial, it will take multiple years to complete its one life cycle. So many generations can be studied within short period of time when we took pea plant. Next point, flowers are complete. When flowers are complete, which means it is a bisexual flower, so self-pollination is favored. That is another point, self-pollinating. So if it is self-pollinating, so we can have true breeds or pure line breeds. And the next very important point is easily detectable characters. Now children, this is a very important point. Why? Because pea plant has got 7 characters which are easily detectable, and on these 7 characters Mendel has taken all the experiments. Now what are these 7 characters? Number 1, first character or trait. The another word which you give for character is trait, or you can say factor also. So these are different words which get you people get confused. What is a factor, or what is a trait, or what is like another name for what do you mean by these terms? So it is character only. So there are 7 characters. Let us discuss about these characters now. Number 1, height of the plant. Now when we say the characters are divided into 2 ways, dominant and recessive. The character can either be dominant or it can either be recessive. So if the character is dominant, means it will have its effect shown, means anything which is visible, and recessive means anything which is hidden, any character which is hidden and cannot show itself or express itself in presence of dominant character. So height of a plant there were 2 characters. There were 2 traits which we are discussing. Number 1, either the height of a plant was tall or dwarf. But dwarf height is recessive, so generally tall was dominant. Color of the flower. There were 2 types of flower which were born on these pea plant. First was purple, and purple color was supposed to be dominant, whereas white color was recessive. And when we denote these letters, we generally write small letters for all recessive ones and capital letters for all dominant ones. Next point, position of flower. Now see, position of flower. What do you mean by axial and terminal? I'll show you. Suppose I draw this plant here. Now these are the flowers which are coming. When I talk of these flowers which come across side by side, these are called axial flowers. But the ones which come on the tip are called terminal flowers. Terminal flowers has a drawback that the height of a plant gets stopped. So the terminal flowers, they are supposed to be recessive. But axial flowers, they were dominant. So the position of flowers were also one of the main point. Axial, capital A, was supposed to be dominant, whereas terminal flowers were recessive. Now color of the pod. Pod is what? Pod is the case in which the P is present. You must be knowing. जब आप मटर का दाना देखते हो तो उसमें जो केस है, this case is known as pod, and inside it you can see the seeds. So the color of pod is dominant is green. If you see a green color pod, it means it is a good variety of P. Green is dominant, whereas yellow is recessive. And shape of the pod, like when we buy the pod, when we buy the P, we always see full inflated, means फूला हुआ, पूरे दानों से भरा हुआ. And deflated means जब वो पिचका हुआ होता है. So the dominant character is full inflated and deflated is recessive character. Then next is color of seed. The seed color which we go always is yellow. Yellow color of the seed is dominant, whereas green color, which is represented by small y, is recessive. Shape of the seed, round is dominant and wrinkled is recessive. So these are the 7 characters which are very important to know before you enter into the experiments done by Mendel. Now, when we talk of next coming class, we are going to discuss about monohybrid and dihybrid characters and the crosses. So, before you go on to the next session, you please revise everything which I told you so that the crosses becomes easy for you all. Thank you so much.